Good evening, Open Glen. Tonight's test night. We're working out bugs, and in the last 10 minutes, it sounds like we have figured out. We've got a little bit of a touchy video feed, but generally people are able to hear and see, and we're in a lot better shape. We're learning. There's an amazing amount of work that's gone into this little studio here in Shawano, Wisconsin. My name is Susan Phillips. You saw that in the first 10 minutes. I've heard that I need to dance a little bit more. I'll work on that. Jared, I'm going to need some music maybe. Aaron Walrich is running keyboards over there, and Dara is our host and producer tonight. So we're glad that you're here, and we need you to give us feedback in live time and let us know how it's going. So I'm going to ask you about gratitude and such, but if you're having any problems, put it into the chat feed, and if you can't get it into the chat feed, please post it on our Facebook page, Open Glen on Facebook, so that we hear from you what you're experiencing and we can figure out any more bugs so that future gatherings in this space will be smooth for everybody. We love the idea that Open Glen can be an interactive space for a community online, and for that interaction to happen, we need to hear from you. Now, I know that we've got some folks online, and I know that we are a week out from Thanksgiving. So one of the things we thought we'd talk about a little bit tonight is gratitude. So if you're in the chat feed, let us know some things for which you're grateful. What is it that inspires gratitude in your life? Maybe it's a special gift that you've received, one of those surprising things that you never knew you wanted and inspired you to want to be more generous as well.
We do have one question that came in, someone wondering if there's a way to see who is logged in.
That's a really good question. A question about whether or not we can see who's logged in.
Not at this time, unless they say something in the chat.
So if you chat, we can see who's there. If you sign into the chat, type your name in. You can use a nickname if you want, or you can just tell us your first name, and then you can see who's there. So I think Sarah's there and Simon's there. Dara is our host.
Things that people are grateful for, and things that inspire gratitude that are coming in: little baby ducks, dear friends. Sarah responded with, little baby ducks are cool too. Large amounts of money inspire me to be generous. And there's also, dear friends are cool too, as are deer, D-E-E-R, friends.
Yeah, gun deer season starts in Wisconsin Saturday morning at dawn. So there is a major holiday between now and Thanksgiving here in Wisconsin.
I see we have more people logging in. Nice to see the chat going on. So,
great.
Thank you to all those who are.
Thanks for chiming in.
Yeah.
I don't see the chat feed. Dara is moderating that for us. The idea that big gifts of money can inspire generosity, I've actually had almost the opposite. Just last week or 2 weeks ago, we had the story about the widow's mite, where some of the rich folks in the first century were parading through the temple, leaving big donations in front of everyone so they could see, the giant check, the celebrity check that they gave. And then the widow came by and dropped in her 2 small denarii. And Jesus starts talking about how those with the celebrity check have given out of their excess, but she's given out of her poverty, and her gift is greater. There are times when I hear change hit the offering plate at church, and I feel inspired. When I find out that someone who doesn't have a lot to give has given as much as they could, and it's made me think, I need to reconsider. How much more could I give?
I have a question for you. So around this time, hear a lot of people giving monetary gifts.
Mm-hmm.
What are ways that we can be giving back to our communities, whether they be our faith communities or our communities that we live in, that are not just monetary in means?
Yeah. Well, that's a great question for the chat. So folks in the chat, what are ways that you give in non-monetary ways? And I'm going to call out Simon because I know he's on the feed. He's he is at a fire meeting, a fire training session for the Gresham Fire Department. And he's one of the volunteers in our community that's done all the training for both Firefighter 1 and also wildland fires, because people out in rural areas need volunteers to fight fires. This Sunday here in Shawano, Sam's House opened. Sam stands for Shawano Area Matthew 25, which references the story about Jesus saying, whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. Sam's House is the first shelter that's opened in Shawano for folks who are homeless. And folks are volunteering to bring meals and do intake and welcome folks and paint walls and rehab the space. And so they're creating a safe place for neighbors who need it, especially as the temperature plummets today and heads into winter.
There's a comment in here that change comes from within.
Excellent. Yes.
Other ways.
Be the change you want to see in the world, right?
Other comments that are coming in: volunteerism, teaching, love.
Yeah. Well, there's so many needs in the world, and the things that make us feel alive, the things that inspire us, the things that we love to do, the things that feed our souls, are also the things that feed the world. So Howard Thurman talks about how the world needs people who have come alive. And so whatever it is your particular gifts are, I mean, I look around this room and I know that there, just in this room right here, I know there are gifts of music and technology and amazing gifts with kids. And they're all different and they're all important and they're all necessary. And the world and the community are a much richer place when people are sharing their deepest passions and the things that inspire them most.
I have Michael Jackson in my head right now. Heal the world, make it better.
Oh, talk about the phone number, even though it's kind of old school.
Oh, there is a phone number. If anyone is having difficulty, right there. I don't know. I need a monitor in front of me because I can't see what's going on behind me. There's a phone number if you need to call in. If you can't log in, if you can't get into the chat window, Aaron is standing by to receive your call and talk you through it.
There it is.
We're new at this, can you tell? We're stretching, we're dreaming, we're trying something new. We've actually applied for something called the DREAM Grant within the Presbyterian Church, which DREAM stands for developmental, risky, experimental, adaptive mission. Things that stretch us and get us out of the usual boxes and try things in different ways. And those of us in the room know that we have a lot of community connections in virtual space, and we happen to think that we can do that with spiritual communities and communities of faith as well. So we're glad to be here. We're coming into the last 2 minutes. What kind of wisdom do you have out there?
I want to know, now that people have been here, what do they envision this being?
Ooh.
What do they want? What's their resting place look like?
What does your open Glen look like? What happens when you stop to rest on your journey? When you meet other community? It's a good question. I'm excited about the kind of conversations that I get to have online with people all over the world, people that I can't reach just within eyesight. So I'm hoping that this will be a space where we get to interact. Our vision is to interact by video, so we can see each other. We're not there yet, but that's our dream, is to have a video interface for our live Open Glen sessions. How are we doing?
It's music.
Are we breathing?
That's one of the ways to do.
Cool.
I am grateful as we come into Thanksgiving for friends who offer their gifts, who write stories and write letters and make me laugh and inspire my best self. And kids who teach me, and a place in the natural world that inspires me to take care of it. Stewardship of creation.
A couple of people commenting saying that they like that there's a conversation in the room. It would be nice to see our faces.
I told them that.
Who is in the room?
Okay, come here. Come here, team. Come photobomb the open Glen.
I'm bundled.
That's Aaron. It's not quite that cold. That's Dara Stull. And Jared Edwards floating by. Thanks for chiming in and letting us know what this is like. It sounds like tonight was a better interaction for everybody. We've had better video feed. We have better chat feed. We have more interaction than we've had before. We have silliness in the room. We need more dancing. Okay, that'll be on the next one. We're glad you're here. Let us know on the Facebook page. Stay in touch and share your inspirations with each other about gratitude, and then come back and share them with us so that we have a chance to learn from one another. Blessings in the week to come. We'll see you next time.